Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Leo, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Leo, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for the week of March 9th to the 15th. This week we have the Dance with Life Oracle card, which is actually one of my personal favourites. We have the Seven of Cups, the beautiful full energy, Four of Wands, Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups, love this one too, and the Four of Swords. So I mean, we've got some really, really exciting cards here, Leo. Total fresh new beginning, and we have you heading in the direction of wish fulfillment and ultimate stability. But we see that coming after a period of maybe instability, indecision, feeling confused. But I think you're rising above that now. You're getting back your sense of, emotional stability, which may have required you to take a little bit of time out and kind of reconvene. Definitely getting back into the flow of life. For me, that means once you get into that stable place and you start aligning your energy, really focusing on how you want to move forward and really connecting back to your heart, your gut, making sure all those intuitive centers are being listened to and heard and are on point. That's when we're back in the flow or the dance with life, right? That's when we're connected again. When we're connected, we start attracting like experiences and people and situations into our lives. When we're disconnected, when we are in a state of confusion and nothing makes sense, and we often attract experiences that just feel very off for us. So it's an exciting reading. So before we go to the tarot, I'm getting a bit excited about this oracle card. I'm going to read it out to you. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Life is always moving. If you resist this ever-changing flow, your energy will become stagnant and you will fall out of flow with the universe. The universe has a mysterious, intelligent force, a natural rhythmic beat which governs all of life. One of the best ways to shift your energy, frequency and vibration is to put on some music and dance along with it. When we dance unrestrained, our spirit takes over, and with each new bop, sway and kick, we are rocked back into harmony with the rest of life. Get unstuck by doing something that shifts your vibration. Put on some music, dance unrestrained, and fall into the frequency of life. In doing so, your body will begin to learn how to be moved by your intuition, which is connected to the systemic beat. So guys, for me, the reference to the dancing here is really just a metaphor for something that shifts your energy, and that will be different for all of us. Often movement does shift our energy. For some of you might like going for a run, going for a walk in nature. Some of you, if you're able to afford it and it's accessible to you, could go and have energy healing or massage, do other kinds of body work, trauma release, all of these kind of practices that just move energy through the body. Sometimes just actually, radical disruption in our life. That means doing things completely differently to how we did them before. It switches up our energy and it creates new neural pathways for ourselves. And, that kind of rhythm can, really get us back into the flow of life rather than just, it's when we do what we always did, we get what we always got, when we are just, on autopilot really. It's wakening up the system, waking it up to the aliveness again. So in the recent past, I see you here in this Seven of Cups energy. I mean, Seven of Cups, like I can read it positively or, constructively, depending on the setting. Here, I'm really feeling that, traditional meaning of the sense of confusion with the Seven of Cups. I'm seeing potentially, not knowing what path to follow. Yes, you might have had a lot of options on the table, but I'm more seeing it's like you might have been at a bit of a crossroads in your life, or a turning point, or pathways that you thought you were going to follow or you thought had opened up for you had closed, and you were a little bit, lost, lost in that kind of, in the fog is what I'm really feeling here. So it can be that sense of, stuck in that kind of sense of illusion as well. It can be things not materializing, opportunities not materializing for you, things not becoming solid, not becoming stable. I'm really feeling that sense of instability, emotional instability with this card as well. And obviously, that's from that place, there's no way we can tune into those intuitive centers, so we can then start disconnecting from the higher self. And when that happens, often things can become quite chaotic in our lives. And and sometimes we can't read situations, and we're more likely to be misled. Or I also, with this card here, I always see that kind of maybe buying into the egoic side and materialism rather than really sort of scratching the surface of these cups and seeing what's behind things and being really discerning. It's just because of that disconnection from self. So, you know, it's a general reading, guys. You know, some of you might just have been, okay, I've got a lot of options, don't know which way to turn, but I am feeling for some of you more of a sense of that instability as being causing that reason for not really knowing which way to turn. That's recent past. I mean, some of you might still be in that at the moment, or for some of you that mist, that fog, may have already started to clear, because as some of your current energies here, you know, we've got the Queen of Cups and the Four of Swords. So I think you probably this week need to just go, okay, well, I'm just going to stand back from that. If I can't really kind of understand that, I'm feeling confused, I'm feeling a bit unstable, I'm feeling unfulfilled, I don't really know what to do about it, I think it's just time to stop, just pause, just take that little break and do some inner work. So the Four of Swords is just a momentary pause. It's not a, you know, it's not a sort of a Ten of Swords ending or anything like that, or a long rest. It's just, okay, I need to recollect myself. It might just be one evening where you sit with your journal, or, you know, go out with a good friend and debrief with them, or whatever it is for you, that walk in nature with, you know, thinking and that sort of thing. The Four of Swords also does link to the Three of Swords, which can be about healing hurts and grief and sorrow and sadness. So if there's any of those thoughts arising for you, might be a good time to do some kind of practices or self-care, self-love and healing as well. But, you know, really with the Four of Swords, we're just taking that pause to recalibrate. We're just getting ready to get back into the dance of life, to grab that battle sword that we've reserved here. It's just waiting for us, waiting for that moment where there's enough energy in the tank again to get back into it. And the Queen of Cups here for me is your stabilizing force. She is that one that's going to, you know, through evoking her energy, can get you back into a place of being grounded again, being emotionally stable. And if there's anyone that can tune into the portal of the heart, her sense of compassion, her sense of intuition, and allow that to be the inner compass that guides her, it's the Queen of Cups. So I really see you reconnecting to self this week, because the Queen of Cups is somebody who can sit right on those watery, on the edge of the shoreline with these watery emotions, because water in tarot represents our emotions, but she stays unshakable. She is grounded, solidly earthed. She is surrounded by these cliffs of Dover, which indicate the fact that there's no one going to bring her down. Nothing can rock her. Nothing can shake her. A big wind could come in from that direction, but it's not going to bother her. And she carries her emotions in this beautiful gilded cup, and that is a symbol for the fact that she doesn't let her emotions rule her. She is in control of them. She is the master of her own emotional intelligence and self-mastery. So she chooses when she lets them out. Yeah, it might, sometimes you need to open up that lid and have a good cry, but the Queen of Cups is able to not do that in an inappropriate moment. Okay, sometimes we can't help it. I really do get that. But, you know, she takes the time to work on processing her emotions so that they don't rear their head at the time she doesn't want. If we're doing the work and releasing and doing the body work or doing the self-care, the self-love, those emotions are constantly getting processed. It's when we suppress them and bottle them that often we just get triggered in the moment by a colleague, by a lover or whatever, and then all of a sudden we're melting down. So we need to take control of our own emotions, and, you know, it's like just keep that valve, that pressure valve, a little bit loose, and we're letting off the steam constantly, a little bit, all the time, rather than having that bottle sealed tight and then all of a sudden that volcano of emotions erupts. So coming back into a place of emotional balance, getting yourself, you know, healed, rested and ready, because yeah, I mean, you are about to start a new journey, Leo. I love the Fool. It's a Sun in Aries here. The Fool, you know, it does link to that fire energy. So I really feel that you might be, after this little period, feeling much more energized again, feeling back in your center. And the Fool is about walking a new path. And I feel that that path will start to reveal itself once you're in that right place for it emotionally. And the thing with the Fool, though, is it does ask you to take a leap of faith and to trust the journey, to start walking on that path without knowing the destination and exactly where it's heading. So that takes a certain amount of trust, right? Trusting the universe and trusting that the safety net will appear to catch us if we should fall. But, you know, when we don't trust the path, that's when we play small, because we keep doing what we always did. We stay on autopilot, or we just stay in that soup of confusion, and we just, you know, indecision is also a decision-making state, right? Not making any decision at all because we're confused and we can't. So the Fool is encouraging you to leap, to trust and leap, and to have a restored faith. Know that there's a master plan, and know that things always work out perfectly. Even if there is pain along the way, it's here to teach you the lessons that you need to move forward in a way that is more aligned with your life purpose. Sometimes we need to learn the hard way. Now, of course, there's going to be, you know, mountains to scale on this new path, but the Fool isn't worried about that because he's trusting in the journey and just knowing that this is the right path to follow. The little dog here is that nod to making instinctual decisions to move forward and keep a sure footing. And you can make instinctual decisions because you've taken that rest, that healing, and you've reconnected with your intuitive center. So that's really important when we're starting a new journey, that we are feeling into it and we're trusting the feelings in our body, you know, how it kind of, what it makes us feel emotionally as well. The Fool energy is about leaving the baggage of the past in the past and carrying on just with a light load. You know, we don't need to dredge everything else up and bring it with us. We're starting a new journey from a new place. And wow, I mean, look at this, Leo. The promise is so great of what's in the future for you if you can take that leap of faith. Look at this. 2 of the living your best life cards in the tarot, which I absolutely love. So for a start, you know, we've got the wish fulfillment card here, the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups, you know, it really encourages you to dream big, to not keep yourself small, because it says anything is possible. And the emotional fulfillment, stability, contentment, satisfaction, joy, love, harmony is all available to you. You just need to draw it towards you. And maybe that missing piece was that sense of getting in control of your emotional state, becoming, you know, emotionally intelligent and mastering emotions, because 1 cup plus 9 is the 10 of Cups, guys, and the 10 of Cups has a fairly similar energy to the 4 of Wands, really. I mean, the 4 of Wands talks about maybe achieving a beautiful life with a partner, deepening a commitment if you're already partnered, attracting deeply fulfilling love and marriage and, you know, life partnership, if that's what you're into. Some of you might be attending a engagement or a wedding as well. But the 4 of Wands is also a card about stability, you know, finding that life that makes you feel stable and happy after a period of time where you might have been in that desert, you know, in that space in between, in that fog. That fog is clearing now and you're getting back in the dance of life. The 4 wands are kind of like the 4 sides of a square. It's like that really stable structure that can contain us, that's not going to fall down. And it also talks about abundance as well. There's also the 11-11 formation that we see in this card, and if you're an 11-11 person, you'll know what I mean. I am just seeing it everywhere at the moment. And it's not just, you know, on the clock when you know, that you could sort of be pre-programmed to look at that time. It will be like you're on the treadmill at the gym and you've burnt 111 calories, or you know, you glance down and you've been going for 11 minutes 11. You'll know what I mean. And that is a sign, guys, that you need to pay a lot of attention, because you're manifesting things quite quickly and things can become solid and materialize quickly. So you really need to keep in control of your thoughts, because the universe doesn't discern between a negative thought and a positive thought. It just brings you what you wish for, brings you your wish fulfillment. So make sure your wishes are positive ones, guys. Yeah. And also be looking out for the synchronistic opportunities with that 11-11 energy, the signs you see, the number plates on the cars that you pull up behind, the stranger that you talk to who might have a message for you, because the universe communicates in these ways, and all of those ways will help you slowly piece together this new journey, this new beginning, this new life that you're setting out on, Leo. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I feel, yeah, I've got goosebumps, sorry, just coming on. I think it's quite a pivotal reading for some people. I'm feeling it anyway. I feel a lot of magic in this reading is what I'm trying to say. Just remember, it's a general reading. I'm not saying it's going to relate for every Leo, but I think those of you will know when you hear this that this is your message. Feel free to leave me a comment, because I always love to know if it does resonate for anyone and how it's playing out and all of those things. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.